Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a new week of Thought for the Day. This week, we're talking about being gracious, the Christian virtue of graciousness. And it may seem a little bit ironic, but I want to tell you today about the wishy-washiest sermon that I ever heard preached. It was quite a long time ago. I was friendly with a family who had taken a holiday cottage down in County Waterford and invited me down for the weekend. The dad was a Church of Ireland minister, and there was always a lot of banter about me being Methodist and them being Church of Ireland, and that I needed to join the right side of things and so on. But anyway, on the Sunday morning, we went to the local Church of Ireland church. A small congregation was gathered, and the service took place, and the minister preached the sermon, and this was it. Be charitable in your criticism. Be charitable in your criticism. And I came away thinking, well, what sort of a sermon title is that? And what sort of a sermon is this? I mean, surely all the great Christian themes of everyone calls on the name of the Lord will be saved, and something evangelistic and something powerful and potent would have been far, far better. But anyway, afterwards there was a bit of slagging about me being in the Church of Ireland and so on. And in the end, I said, I tell you what, you can ask me any time, next year, 5 years' time, 10 years' time, what was the title of the sermon that you heard that day? And I'll be able to tell you. And I sort of committed it to memory, which is probably a very good thing. Be charitable in your criticism. And then as you grow in the Lord, you suddenly realize that though it was not one of the great themes of Christian preaching and evangelism, perhaps, it dealt with a small point. And the small things so often tell just who you are and what you're like in Jesus Christ. And I had to learn from that. And thankfully I remembered the title of the sermon. I can't say I've always been charitable in criticism, but if I met that minister, and I'm sure he's no longer alive, I think I'd have to take a bowl of water and a towel, and I think I'd have to say to him, sir, I need to wash your feet, because you have humbled me with your message. Be charitable in your criticism. Think about it. There's somebody at the traffic lights in front of us. The light goes orange, they could put their car into gear. The light goes green and they don't move. Very soon there's hooting, honking, people behind waving their arms around like, what's wrong with you? And so on. That person may simply just not know what road to take or which way to go. But it could be deeper than that. There could be something in their lives and they do not know what road to take or which way to go, and their mind is preoccupied. It could happen to us. And then suddenly you're confronted with all this noise and impatience behind you. Jesus said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Being charitable in your criticism is very, very important. We know from many of the weddings we go to that there's that reading from 1 Corinthians 13. Which says that love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast, and so on. But in the Old King James Version, this is actually what it says. It says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth itself not. It is not puffed up. Charity never faileth. Where there are prophecies and so on, they will cease. And it ends with this. And now abideth faith, hope, and charity. These three, but the greatest of these is charity. So it seems that the word charity and the word love can actually be interchangeable. And that's a good thing. Because it's not that we can't criticize. It's that we criticize in love. Not in impatience, not in anger, not in frustration. And criticizing in love may teach a child the right way to go, to remember to do the things they ought to do. Criticizing somebody in love may actually enable them to see something of themselves that is causing friction in a relationship and enable to put that relationship right once again. It's being charitable. It's being loving in one's criticism. And as Christians, we have been learning all about the fruit of the Spirit, love, peace, joy, patience, kindness. We've been talking about compassion. It's to be compassionate in the way in which we speak to others, for we do not know exactly what struggle they have, nor what effect it's having on them. Be charitable in your criticism. as an act of grace and being gracious. And may God help us, and God bless us, and God bless your day. Oh, and by the way, next week our topic is forgiveness.